Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you how I created this hair wig honey from start to finish. Oh, and if you're new here, don't forget to hit subscribe to join this tribe and turn on those post notifications. So if you'd like to find out how I achieved this, what I like to call a maple leaf in fall inspired color, then keep watching. Okay, so this hair is from LackeyHair.com, and I decided to go long again because I knew I wanted to curl it up with texture. And this is their Brazilian straight hair. I got two 24s, 22 a 20, and an 18-inch lace frontal. So I am feeling their lace frontal because it is pre-plucked, y'all, and that saves your girl a whole lot of time. It makes my life so much easier. So first up, I went and I bleached the knots on this bad boy. So when I mix my bleach, I like to make it extremely thick so it's easy to manage. So I use about 2 scoops of bleach to 1 scoop of developer, and I'm using 20 volume here. You want it to be so thick that your brush just stands up in that joint. Then I go ahead and apply it all over the back of the frontal. Now, while it's processing, I like to put a piece of foil on it so I can flip it over, and then I can check the other side to make sure that all of the knots are bleached. So I take a piece of wet paper towel and I kind of use that to help kind of press in areas that I feel like need just that saturation of the product. So after that bad boy is washed out and looking a bit more like scalpy McScalp, then I go and I tone it a little bit with Shimmer Lights Purple Shampoo. So after that is all washed out, it is time to start constructing this wig. I like to use a spandex dome cap, but the one that's mesh, so it's a lot more breathable. So then I line up my frontal first. I always start with that. I pin her down. I let the flaps stick out in the front. I don't line it up straight across. That way I can cut it around my ear, which you'll see me do later. Then with the bundles in the back, I started with the 24-inch bundles and I tripled those bad boys. So the first 2 bundles I tripled just to make sure that I could really get all 4 bundles in because I wanted this look to be super thick and full. Okay, so after it was done, I had to try it on to see how it was looking, you know, check in, see if I needed to tweeze anything, and I actually didn't need to tweeze anything. So as you can see, the hairline at the front is well pre-plucked, honey, well pre-plucked. Then I went and customized it so that I could cut it around my ear. So as I was saying before, that's why I leave the flaps in the front out so that I can cut it right around my ear so I can have a nice tuck action. And of course I added a band behind the flaps to make sure that I had that extra security and everything would lay. So now moving on to the color. If you guys ever watched almost any of my color videos, I love a good ponytail. And I do this because it helps just to keep the hair really organized. It helps me focus on certain areas and it makes it easier when it's time to comb it out because I like to back comb whenever I'm gonna do a gradient effect. So I've got 1 section in the front from ear to ear. I've got the 3 sections in the back at the bottom, and then I've got 1 at the top and 2 off to the side. And now I'm going to go in and lightly back comb each section. Each section I probably divide into like maybe 3 parts and back comb it. And this is just going to help so that when I apply the bleach, I have a nice gradient effect. I'm not going to have a harsh line at the top. After I'm done back combing each section, I'm going to take 40 volume developer with Wella bleach, and I'm going to focus the bleach on the ends of each section of the ponytail. So I'm not going all the way up to the back combing, I'm not going all the way up to hair tie, I'm just going to focus on from mid shaft down to the ends. Once I've done that to all of the ponytails, I let that process for 25 to 30 minutes. Then I go, and this is basically what it would look like, so it would have lifted a lot. Then I'm going to go in with 10 volume developer and bleach, and I'm just going to apply just above that area up until the back combing. And I'm going to work that in. And why I'm doing this with 10 volumes is because I'm just going to let this part process for only like 8 minutes or so. I just want to really break up the base a bit so that I have a gradient effect and I have a bit of like from a darker tone to a medium tone to a lighter end. You get me? Okay, so a little recap. We've got 40 volume on the ends processing for 30 minutes, and then we have 10 volume with bleach at the top, processing for like 8 minutes. Now it's time to wash her out. And whenever I wash anything, I always wash it in the direction that you want the cuticle layer to sit, which is downward. So as I'm shampooing, I want to rub her up. I'm just going to do everything in a downward motion. So then I let her air dry, brushed her out, and now it's time to apply la couleur. So I'm going to be using Color Tango and 6RRV, which is a red violet with 10 volume developer. So for this purpose, I ended up using 2 bottles, but what I'm going to basically doing is I want to lighten the dark, like natural black roots, and I want to insert some red in there. So basically I'm going to take this color and I'm applying it on the darker roots of the hair, and then I'm going to be bringing that color down just a little bit because we want to actually keep these like coppery tones that we have at the end. I don't want to entirely lose that. So like I said, we want a maple leaf and fall emoji happening here. So we're going from a super deep red root to a medium red to a copper end, honey. So once the roots are all covered and applied, I'm like working in from the mid shaft slightly down to the ends. I'm not going all the way down to the ends at all, but I'm just working in that color so that, you know, I get that nice gradient effect. So we've got some red kind of bleeding into that copper tone. So once that's processed for 40 minutes, it's time to wash her out. And this is what you have, y'all. Emoji realness. So after I was done that, I curled her up with the wand. I absolutely love using the wand. It gives you these beautiful waves and texture so that your color pops, honey. Look at that finished product. So after all the beautiful curls were cooled nicely, I used my hands, detangled them, and brushed that joint out, honey. Yes, give it life, more life. And for me, it is not officially fall until I put on this hat, honey. And if you've been down with the tribe for a minute, then you've seen this hat before, because every fall, y'all, it's gotta come out though. Alright guys, that is all for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with your girl while I made this wig, colored this wig. I hope this inspires you to try something new. Let me know what your favorite fall color is below. Alright guys, I love you and I'll see you in my next video. Namaste!
Whispered that she don't drink, said the sheet rolling. Hope I don't think that just that we smoke that I'm gon' hit. I'm like, what you think, so think what you want. She had me a thing.